So I'm sitting here day trading, pretty bored, just waiting for a lot of things to play out, and I decide to pick up Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas for like the 5,000th time. And as I'm reading through this, I'm saying to myself, I should probably make a video about this. I should probably talk about X, Y, and Z. And for those of you who do not know who Mark Douglas is, he was a phenomenal trading coach. I don't know how great of a trader he actually was, but he was a very, very good trading coach. Made a lot of products teaching people how to trade back in the 80s and 90s. And unfortunately, he passed away, I believe, in the 2000s. Now, I want to go over a certain section of the book talking about the zone, and I want to kind of just read it through, not word by word, because I do know that after his passing, they're taking a lot of people's videos down who are posting it, and I don't want to, number one, get this video taken down, and number two, I don't want to go through and do something that I shouldn't. So I want to go through and kind of talk about this, not verbatim, but explain why this book was so critical in changing my trading career. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Peter DiCarlo. I've been trading full-time for the past 9 years. I run a trading academy with 11,000 people in our Discord community. I've worked with upon thousands of students. And the single-handed most important thing that has allowed me to be profitable, that has allowed them to be profitable, is the psychology behind trading, and more importantly, understanding what an edge is. Understanding, more importantly, that you can lose a lot but still make a lot of money. And number two, to always be objective and to not always be wrapped up in the specific trade. So in this section of the book, Mark Douglas talks about the fundamental truths related to skills. Now, this video will have zero technical analysis. I personally use minimal indicators. A lot of what I use is very basic. We have a technical analysis master course in the description in our Discord community, which is completely for free. You guys can go and take if you want to learn my technical analysis. But I want to talk more about psychologically, because psychologically is what kills people. So how the fundamental truths of the market relate to the skill of trading. So number one is that anything can happen. Why? Because there's always an unknown force operating in every market at every moment, and it only takes one trader anywhere in the world to fuck your position up. I see this a lot to my students, but as a trader, you have absolutely no control over the market other than what you are actually going to do as far as your position size and your entries and exits. I like to think of the market as a massive freight train that's just barreling down the railroad, going as fast as it possibly can or as slow as it possibly can. We don't even know where the train is going, but we watch the train pass, and the only thing we can decide is, do we jump on and do we jump off? And if we do jump on, when do we jump off? We're not in control of anything. And as a very small trader, especially retail, we really are not in control of anything. So you have to understand that anything can happen. So if you walk into every trade understanding that anything can happen, then whatever happens is not a surprise, because you didn't plan, which is where we get to the next part that we're going to talk about, but you did not plan on something happening. So the next thing is you do not need to know what is going to happen next in order to make money. And I say this all the time to my students. I have a low success rate, 60%, but I make fucking bank because of my position sizes and because I literally have zero emotional attachment to money and zero emotional attachment to the market in general. And I wasn't always this way. But what he says is there is always a random distribution between wins and losses for any given set of variables that will define an edge. In other words, and if you guys are part of the premium Discord community, if you guys want to, you can join for the first month for free. We have a whole trading bot section, which is all based on my strategy. And you guys will see what I say a lot is that you don't need to be right all of the time, because there's a random distribution. You have to understand, like, let's say that this was a coin and it was a heads and tails coin, 50. I could flip it. There's a 50-50 chance that it's going to be tails, a 50 chance it's going to be heads. The issue is we have no idea what the distribution of heads to tails is going to be. So for instance, let's say that I have a strategy that works 50% of the time on Apple calls. And let's say that every single time my average return is 3% and my average loss is 1%. We do not know when we take our next trade in Apple or when we flip this coin, what side it's going to be. We could flip it 100 times. On average, 50 is going to be heads, 50 is going to be tails. In our Apple example, we could take 100 trades. 50% of the time we're going to win, 50% of the time we're going to lose. But what we don't understand, or what we do not know, is what the fuck the next trade is going to be. We could take 5 losers in a row. That's how a distribution works. And what he says in this example is that based on the past performances of your edge, you may know that out of the next 20 trades, 12 could be winners and 8 could be losers. We don't know which trades are going to be winners and which trades are going to be losers, which is why I have no emotional attachment into what the fuck is going to happen into the market. And people don't believe me when I say that, but I really mean it. When you get to this point mentally that you understand that money is completely worthless, the US dollar is backed by nothing besides the military, money sitting in an account does absolutely nothing. The only way that you can really do anything with money is by fucking blowing it, because it's meaningless. At least spend it on vacations, at least spend it on services, at least spend it on making your life easier. So for me, I know my next trade is not going to make or break me. It shouldn't. If I make 20 grand today, my life doesn't change. If I lose 20 grand today, my life doesn't change. Luckily, I'm in that part in my life right now, but you can't be so attached to the next position or the next trade. It's going to make you fucking mad. It really is. And so you have to understand that if you're going to test a system, you are really going to have to focus heavily, especially on a strategy or a system, heavily on allowing yourself to lose. So when I take a new system or a new strategy, if you guys are part of the premium group, you know this, I will say to myself, let's say the max loss on these trades are gonna be $1,000. I'm just doing it by max loss per position. I need to take 20 positions at least. I can't take 5 positions, and if I lose 5 times in a row, say, this strategy doesn't work. Dude, that's not how it works. I would always predetermine $1,000 loss per trade. Well, I need to take 20 trades. So that means in order to test this fully, I need to be able to risk $20,000 to test this theory. Keep in mind that nothing has more potential to cause emotional discord or unfulfilled expectations. Emotional pain is the universe's response when the outside world expresses itself in a way that does not reflect the way that we expect or believe things to be true. That's why people get fucking butthurt in the comment section of these YouTube videos when I'm objective. I'm a long-term investor in Tesla, but I have no problem saying like Tesla's overpriced. I think that it's pretty, like, I have no problem doing that because I'm not attached to my beliefs and I'm not attached to what the market's doing right now, right? So market information is only threatening if you are experiencing or if you are expecting something that the market is not doing for you. The market is only threatening if you expected to make money and you didn't. If you didn't expect shit, then you're not going to be threatened by anything, right? So if you don't expect the market is going to make you a winner, you have no reason to be afraid of losing. If you don't expect the market to keep going your direction indefinitely, there is no reason to ever leave money on the table. And finally, if you don't expect to be able to take advantage of every opportunity because you perceived it and presented itself, then you have no reason to be afraid of missing out. If you can accept the fact that it is impossible for you to take every trade, if you can also accept the fact that there is always opportunities out there in the market that you can take a hold of, if you can accept the fact that this time doesn't mean that what happened before will happen, if you can walk into every single trade with clear, calm mind, you're going to make a shitload of money. And like he said, if you believe that all you need to know, and guys, this is so key, like I'm going to have to turn this into a short. If you think that the odds are in your favor, if you know how much it's going to cost to find out what the trade is going to work or if the system is going to work, and if you understand that you do not need to know what's going to happen next in order to make money, and you also understand that anything can happen, that is when you start to approach the zone. Because for me, I don't expect things to happen. I'm watching analysis, I'm watching price action, I'm setting entries, I'm setting exits, and I'm just letting things pan out. I say to my team a lot, it's like cookies. Like I mix the recipe, I decide what the ingredients are going to be, I put them in the oven, and I don't do shit. I walk away and I come back, and guess what? If the cookies are great, we eat cookies. If the cookies are shit, pull the trash can over, dump them in the trash, and we move the fuck on, and we just make more cookies. That's how it's done, guys. So this is the only way that the market can be perceived threatening to you, is if you expect something to happen and it doesn't, right? And like we said before, there's always going to be a random distribution of wins and losses for any type of variable. And when we're looking at an edge, I need you to understand that I say a lot that you don't have to be right a lot, but you have to look at an edge. An edge can be 50-50. Like you can make a shitload of money playing blackjack, even with 50-50, if your risk is proper. And I can explain the market, like we can go over it in a video before, but Like we were able to grow 50 bucks into 5 grand on FanDuel because using the martingale effect, I think. But the only reason was because the minimum bet was 50 cents and the maximum bet was $10,000 per hand. And because of proper risk management, understanding when we can double down, hitting the 3x on blackjack, we're able to make money 50% of the times. The same thing happens with the market, but we have much higher upside. So you need to understand those more important things. And the understanding the fact that you have no control of what happens to the market, you do not have to make money every single time, and that ultimately every experience is unique. And I want to leave you at the very end of this chapter, which says moving towards the zone, because it's so important. And guys, like, you probably watch thousands of videos out there on trading that are more flashy than this, that are better than this as far as like quality of the fucking content and the editing and all of that. But like at the end of the day, like, this shit works, right? Like, everybody sells a course, everyone does everything, but listen to the next couple of minutes of this, because it literally, if you can sit there, be present, and truly understand if the light switch will shift for you, it can change your life fucking instantly. Okay, so moving towards the zone, when you completely accept the psychological realities of the market, you will correspondingly accept the risk of trading. When you accept the risk of trading, you eliminate the potential to define the market information in a painful way. So once you just completely accept the risk, you don't ever see market information such as news or technical analysis. You never see it as threatening. I'll enter a trade and then people will message me like, why would you do that? There's something this going on and aren't you afraid of the flow? No, whatever. I don't give a fuck. No, whatever happens, happens. Okay. When you stop defining and interpreting market as painful, there's nothing for your mind to avoid, and there is nothing for you to protect yourself against, because there is no threat. See, as humans, when there's a threat, we act completely different. We recoil, we act different, we turn into survival mode. When you remove the threat, there's nothing to fucking worry about. Nothing is going to get blocked, which means you will perceive all of the possibilities that you have learned about. And since your mind is open to a true exchange of energy, you will quite naturally start to discover other possibilities, other edges, other trading styles that you formerly could never have perceived before, because you've opened your brain. I used to talk about this a lot. Some of you guys don't know, but like I used to be a dating coach and men's fitness wellness, like whatever. That was my initial YouTube channel back in the day. And one of the things that women hate more than anything is a guy who lives in a scarcity mindset. Nobody wants to be around somebody who lives in a scarcity mindset. People are attracted to an abundance mindset, and money is attracted to an abundance mindset as well. And that's the thing, is you cannot have this scarcity mindset. You have to be abundant. And when you have an abundant mind, you can clearly go through and remove all of the blockages, all of the worries of trading, and you can fully be present within your trading and to trade, no lie, with no fear at all, because the next move does not predetermine where your life is going to go. It should never. Your mind to be open for this true exchange of energy, you cannot be in a state of knowing or believing that you already know what will happen next. When you are at peace with not knowing what's going to happen next, you can interact with the market from a perspective where you will be making yourself available to let the market tell you from its perspective what is likely going to happen. At that point, you will be in the best state of mind to spontaneously, quote, enter the zone where you can tap now into the opportunity flow in the moment. It's powerful shit, guys. It's fucking crazy that for $20, if you could actually implement this, that you could change your trading life and your trading career forever. And I won't even say that forever, but another book that I'm obsessed with that I want to do on my personal podcast to go over is Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. I personally read this book close to every day. I will pull it apart and start going through it. And it's like the things that Mark Douglas is talking about in Trading in the Zone are the same types of things that can be not only seen in Stoic philosophy, but can be seen in any strong man or woman or independent person living in an abundance mindset, not always having these, oh, if this doesn't go my way, then I'm fucking so upset. Like just living in the present moment without fear of the future, without regret of the past, being fucking present. That is how you are a good trader, and that's how you're a good person. I hope this video helped, guys. Thanks for all the support. Check out our Discord community. If you guys want to work with me and become part of our premium group to get access to all of my trades, go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description. It's completely free for the first month. The goal is that you guys can go over there, learn to be a profitable trader, work with me and my team, and then it obviously will pay for itself. Thanks for all the support, guys. Peace.